Hi, my name's Deanna and I'm the Conservation Manager here at the Virginia Living Museum. Being the Conservation Manager means that I oversee our different conservation projects and find ways for our staff and guests to get involved and help with conservation efforts here in our community. In order to do my job, I have to have a lot of different skills and do a lot of different things at the same time. So I have to be very organized because we have a lot of different projects that are going on. I have to have a really good understanding of science and the scientific method to make sure that we are following a scientific process to do some of our more research-based projects. And then I have to be willing to get a little dirty, get down in the mud sometimes, get down in the leaves and help measure some of our animals. And then really you have to have a passion for science and conservation. In order to get a job in this field, I would really recommend focusing on conservation and sciences. So you're going to need some of that biology background in order to do some of this environmental science conservation work. But also a really strong factor that helped me was having those internships and education programs where I got to interact with the public. Conservation work is so important, but it has the biggest impact when we share it with other people. So here at the museum, I'm able to share and talk to guests about the work that we're doing, and that gives our work an even bigger impact. So having that experience to talk about what we're doing and teach people about it is really important as well so that they can start to make those good choices also. The most interesting and then my personal favorite part of my job is getting to do the hands-on conservation work with our volunteers and with our teams. So lately I've been doing a lot of work with our salamander survey team, going out into the field, measuring some of our salamanders, tracking them to measure our local salamander populations. And that's always really fun to get connected with the work and get to talk to other people who are interested in the same project. So we have a variety of different community science programs happening here at the museum. One of them is Turtle Census, where our team and volunteers get together. We live capture turtles, and then we are able to identify them, mark them if we've captured them before, and see the population of our turtles in our lake here at the museum. We also have Salamander Survey, where we are measuring and collecting salamanders in order to see how many that we have here on site and if we have a really good habitat for them, see what their population is doing, and then we release them, and we hope to catch them again in future years in order to track how they are doing over time. We also have our litter cleanup teams who are involved with picking up litter all over the museum grounds. So they do everything from the parking lot to the waterways, all of our behind the scenes areas. And each year they usually collect between 800 and 1,000 pounds of litter that they then can put into the dumpsters to make sure it goes to the right source and not into our waterways. We also have Frog Watch here, which is where our volunteers and staff learn to identify frogs by their sounds. And then we go outside at night, we learn what their sounds are, and then we are able to identify them to see how their patterns are changing over time and where they're located. One thing I want people to know about my job is even though you don't always see what I'm doing or see what's happening here at the museum, there's always something going on in the background. We're either training new volunteers, preparing to talk at a new community event, or getting ready for our next project, so we always have something that's going on. A lot of our things you can come and help get involved with, so it's always good to keep an eye out so that you can come and join us because we have a lot of projects that our community and school groups and volunteers can get involved with too.